So, the basic steps are going to be very similar from what you saw in the Topdon One Series video, and we're going to provide a quick QR code link to that very video in just a moment. So if you want to see the workflow and whatnot from the One Series, which covers most of the basic setup, then we're going to show you the link to that. And then we're going to go over the minor differences in how the software workflow works on the Phoenix series versus what we saw on the One series. Here is the link to the video on the Topdon One series and using it for SFD unlocking authentication. Now remember, when you purchase SFD unlocking authentication, it is tied specifically to your email address that you use to log into the scan tool. So whatever your account is, if you own multiple Topdon tools, make sure you're logging into the scan tool with that exact same email, and then your SFD subscription will go across all of your tools that have the same login. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go to the auto scan function after we've connected our VCI to the vehicle which we want to unlock. So we've got our key on, our engine off, our stable voltage supply on the battery, and we're going to hit our auto scan button. Once we get into the auto scan here, I'll move my little bubble out of the way so you can see this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hit scan, and we're going to connect to the vehicle next. Now, the only thing we're going to cover in this quick video is the annual SFD unlocking process, not the one-time token-based unlocking. If you're looking for token-based unlocking, that is a different workflow, and we're not going to cover that in this particular video. For the value, your best value is always to purchase by the year, not by the token. So you may get an SFD prompt before you get to the topology menu after we've initiated the scan, or you may need to do these steps first. It's going to depend. Some tools, it seems like it triggers before you get to this step. Sometimes it seems like you have to go to the topology screen and go into the gateway before it will trigger the SFD setup process. So the way the SFD works on Volkswagen Audi, that unlocking process is managed through the gateway itself, which is going to be gateway address word 19, as you can see here with the circle around the gateway. So we're basically going to go to the topology screen. We're going to select the gateway. This is a 2024 Audi that we're demonstrating this on. And once we've selected the gateway, I'll move my bubble again so you can see this. Once we've selected the gateway, we're going to hit enter, and it's going to take us into the vehicle gateway. We're going to scroll down to the bottom, and we're going to find SFD, Vehicle Diagnostic Protection Activation. Once we find that menu, we're going to tap on that. Once we are into the SFD unlocking menu, which you will see here, you'll see your serial number for your tool listed. You'll see your login account. So this is the account or email that you've logged into the scan tool with. And this is the account that is tied to your SFD account. So when you purchase SFD unlocking, if you want to use it on more than one tool, make sure you are logged into your scan tool and registered your scan tool with the same email address you want to use across all of your Topdon products. So you can see here, I've got that package. The SFD unlocking is activated until June 15th for me. They turned it on. Actually, excuse me. They've turned it on for until December this year. So I've got basically the subscription goes until December of this year for me. And again, it is a per year basis. So if you have never set this up before, then you're going to need to click on the Purchase Now button. If you've already set it up, then we're just going to click the Next button if we've already got the proper account information here. So here you can see if you've never set it up before, we're going to click on that Purchase Now button. Here you can see is the account that we are currently logged in under. And again, this has to match. If you've already purchased the SFD unlocking, this is where you're going to see the account shown. Once we've made the purchase of the SFD unlocking, then we're going to go to the next. Now, again, if you want to see the workflow for the purchase and you want to see the credential validation that takes place, you will have to upload a driver's license and you will have to prove your identity in order to register for the SFD unlocking package. That workflow can be seen on the Topdon One video that we previously made. And again, it's going to be very similar to this. It's not a screenshot for screenshot duplication, but it will be very similar. And so you'll want to go watch that video if you need the step-by-step. So once we purchase the SFD setup, and we've already tied that to our account, then we're going to click on the next button. And here again, you're going to see your account registration information. And I'll move my bubble again so you can see the whole thing here. So here you can see there's our account information, the serial number of our tool, the VIN of the vehicle that we are working on. And then we have to enter in our password for our account. And then once we've done all of that, we're going to click the unlocking button. And again, you already have to have made the purchase in order to do the unlocking. Now, once you have already set up your account and entered in all of your payment information and made the purchase in the mall of the SFD package per year, during the setup process, when you enter in your credentials, which will typically be your driver's license or passport in many cases, once you've entered that information in, you will also have to set up using an authenticator app on your phone. And you can use the Google Authenticator app. There's a number of other free authenticator apps. The tool will walk you through the setup for the Authenticator app. And once you've done the Authenticator app setup, when you get to this step for unlocking the gateway, you will have to open the app on your phone and get the two-step authentication code, type it in here to the screen, and once you have done that, it'll proceed to the next step. Let me move my bubble out of the way again here. So now, once we've entered the two-factor authentication code, we're going to be on the SFD activation screen here on the top left. You see the first arrow. And then on the bottom left, we're going to click on Online Activation. Manual SFD activation is if we wanted to use a one-time token-based activation. Again, this is going to be more costly in the long run, and this is going to be more complicated in order to do this particular function. So we always recommend buy the per year. This is the best way to do it and the easiest way to do it. So again, here's the SFD activation button here. So once we've clicked that, then we click Online Activation. Then it's going to take us to this screen here. It's going to show us remaining gateway unlock permissions. There's no restriction on how many times I can use it. And my expiration date, again, is the end of 2026 in December. And then I can click the next button. And here you can see once we click the next button, it's going to unlock the gateway because 1, we've already purchased the package. 2, we've entered our credentials during the activation when we first set up the account. 3, we entered the code from the authenticator. 4, we activated SFD unlocking. And now you see we have the confirmation message showing that it successfully has unlocked the gateway. And now we can proceed with any diagnostic operations, including clearing codes, bidirectional controls, things of that nature that you would need to do that have to have the gateway unlocked first. So now we go to the next page here. Now it's going to show us this screen after we click OK, and we're going to need to click the back button in the top left to exit out of the SFD unlocking screen. Now we're still in the vehicle gateway, address word 19, as you can see here on the bottom left. We're going to click on Read DTCs inside the gateway. And right now we're just going to verify that everything is good and everything is unlocked. If everything was successful and the vehicle has been unlocked, you should have this code stored in the gateway, B184C00, activation active. This is a normal code that will appear when the gateway and the SFD authentication has been successfully unlocked. That code will stay there until the vehicle either automatically relocks itself in roughly 90 minutes, or we go back into the SFD authentication screen and manually relock the vehicle. So again, SFD unlocking lasts for a timed amount, or we can go back in and relock it manually if we want to. And that concludes our overview of SFD unlocking on the Topdon Phoenix Series tools. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this informational, educational video. As always, I'm Hawken with Topdon, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks again.